Saints and Bears. Sunday at 1. Bears by 5.5. Why we do 3 hours every week? Who knows? I have so much fun doing this show. Don't you?
Maybe it's just, I mean, who knows how much time oil cans are going to take up in a given week.
Let's really upset the apple cart here. Which second-year quarterback would you rather have? Yeah. Caleb Williams or Spencer Rattler?
Yeah. Mina is super high on Spencer Rattler. Like, she's like really, really high.
Yeah, she was in the Sam Darnold high for a while. They were canceling meetings for a couple of years, and then they're like, come back.
Obviously, she was on the Geno high as well.
She was.
Yeah, and
she just has a soft spot for the later round, the reclamation project or the later round.
Me and Mina were like original Tyrod Taylor to Rod bandwagon fans.
She probably loved Sam Howell too, didn't she? She was probably in on.
I don't know where she was in Sam Howell.
Rattler's playing some good football.
He is legitimately good football. Like it's okay. It's still not the best situation in the world, and so the ceiling may be a bit limited, but he is playing well week on week, and not always just well when the situation is good, like well under pressure, well in some plays that are out of structure. He's doing well. And it is obviously your priors still have to factor in here, and Caleb Williams still has the prior of being a number 1 overall pick and a genuinely special type of talent. And his ability to extend plays and make freaky things happen is nuts. But Rattler is playing very well.
Some numbers. 10th in PFF grade.
It's pretty good. Where is Caleb Williams?
Well, 18th.
Now,
they're similar in EPA.
Okay.
Rattler's 25th. Caleb Williams is 27th. The difference is success rate, though. So, again, percentage of plays that are
successful.
Positive. It's either using 5 yards on first down, half on second down, convert third and fourth down, or it might just be positive EPA. I don't know how it's being measured. But Spencer Rattler is 13th. Caleb Williams is down at 30th, right? So here's where they're both different. Like Rattler has the high success rate, so more good plays staying on schedule, but fewer explosives. Caleb Williams being as high as he is in EPA but low in success rate means there's the big plays, right? There's the bomb to Burden. There's, by the way, his best throw the other day may have been the negated touchdown to Roma Dunze on the back shoulder, Caleb Williams. I believe in those plays, even if they're negated by a stupid illegal formation. Those things should count. Rattler's also a little high in turnover-worthy play rate. He's good in pressure to sack ratio or percentage. Caleb Williams is actually a little bit better in that than he's been in the past. Williams is down in clean pocket success rate, clean pocket EPA per play, toward the bottom of the league, as is Rattler, right? So if there's things to say, hey, maybe Rattler's not going to maintain it, it's the clean pocket stuff. Is it too much? Playing too well under pressure, unsustainable. Right. But the bottom line on Rattler is for a former fifth-round pick who I think had a second-round skill set and just ran out of teams to draft him.
And a weird
It's an intriguing player.
I mean, you need to sort of remember that at one point he was seen as a future first-round pick and a guy that was going to be, a top quarterback from his class and a top prospect. He was a really highly tied recruit as well, right? Like he was a top.
Yeah, Austin Gale in yesterday's conversation mentioned it quickly. He was projected to go number 1 overall at one point because it was whatever.
But he was a high recruit, had a spectacular year at Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley. Then it kind of fell apart, and Caleb Williams ends up getting the job.
Right,
ironically.
And in the 2000, maybe the 22 draft, like one of the draft classes where there was no clear top guy, it's like, well, it's got to be Spencer Rattler. He's at Oklahoma, and he's the next.
But
guy.
even independent of the fact that maybe he was a second or third round sort of talent overall at his draft time, if you rewind a little bit further than that, he was seen as a guy that could have been a first-round player or even a number 1 overall player back, admittedly, when that was in the sort of, prototype type of formation stage of what the future draft class would look like. But we're potentially talking about someone whose theoretical upside is even significantly higher than just a guy who was a second or a third-round pick who then slid to the 5th. Like a guy who at one point was genuinely seen as, a guy that could be a legit top prospect and a future star. Now, the counter argument to that is you could say all the same things about Sam Howell, right? who also slid to the 5th round, also got an opportunity to start, also showed signs of life, and then was flat out ass when he got a full-time starting job, right? So, it's a little early yet to be like all aboard the Spencer Rattler hype train. But for the moment, he is looking good and at least making the Saints' decision interesting.
And I'll say the same discussion. You're going to Chicago. It is tougher to throw there. I mean, I'm just saying, we have to put dome analysis into this whole thing. It does make it easier to throw the ball.
You're saying it's just a product of the dome.
I'm just saying it. You have to add that to Daniel Jones' analysis, and then you got to add it to Matthew Stafford, his entire career, Matt Ryan. You have to add it. It's a factor. It is more difficult to play in Cleveland or Chicago. Maybe that's a reason why, or in the Meadowlands. Like maybe that's a reason why they haven't had good statistical quarterbacks through the years. Maybe if Eli was in a dome, he wouldn't have as many interceptions.
Meanwhile, Caleb Williams just out here putting up numbers better than Troy Aikman in the Windy City.
Jeez. Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that. Hit that subscribe button, and now let's get back to the action. Were people putting that comparison up?
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw
Aikman was mad on the broadcast and, basically treating Caleb Williams like he was trash. It later emerged. The thing that really narked them was when they called it a lucky win, which it kind of was in the base that Washington fumbled the ball,
They fumbled a handoff running the clock out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a fairly defensible statement to make that it was a lucky win. It later emerged that apparently Caleb Williams basically just bailed on the production call with Troy Aikman. Like he had a call scheduled, he was in the building watching tape and just never told Troy about it until later, and then called up Troy at like 11 at night, and Troy was busy or asleep or whatever, right? So maybe that was why Troy
Are you making up the 11 at night thing?
It was late at night. 11 I've conjured out of the air, but it was late.
Troy goes to bed early, I guarantee that.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe Troy was asleep. Anyway, people have made the point that that's a fairly unprofessional act from Caleb Williams and or the Chicago Bears to not be like, hey, Troy, he's running late. Can you hang on? Whatever. But maybe that was why Troy was in a particularly angry mood with Caleb Williams in that game. Either way, this became a thing. Troy Aikman versus Caleb Williams. So it starts off with Bears people being like, look at Troy Aikman's stats. He was never even good. And then somebody was like, Troy's mad because Caleb Williams had more yards last year than Troy ever threw for a season. You're like, are we actually serious? What are we talking about here?
Most of our shows just asking ourselves, are people really that dumb?
And the answer is invariably yes, they are. Or at least some of them.
The graphic I saw going around was, why is Troy Aikman in the Hall of Fame? And it was him against Ryan Tannehill's career. That one was, there was some virality to that.
Yeah. And people are like, look, if we can't, like you cannot possibly, how can people not
Let's
understand?
Fix this too. Let's fix this. Let's
compare.
Fix it. Let's do it right now, Sam. Let's do it right now. We fixed PFF grades on NBC. And what we did is we said, you're not allowed to put, like, could the average fan, could smart fans handle a PFF ranking and understand context and everything? Maybe. But you just can't put that type of tool into the hands of the masses,
there you go.
Right?
Bears Muse, Caleb Williams versus Troy Aikman throughout their first 20 games. I mean, Caleb Williams' numbers are better.
Let me just add one more rule to the equation here. If someone has Muse at the end of their...
Well, they're that StatMuse thing, that website that puts out the data.
You got to ignore that.
My favorite stat, by the way.
It's going to be biased.
Interceptions of the first 20 games, 7 for Caleb Williams, 31 for Troy. It was rough back in the 90s as a young quarterback.
I mean, Caleb Williams is 1 year removed from probably having 3 Super Bowls, but then probably 6 because Aikman had 3. So 6. He's on pace for 6 Super Bowls based off that.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do. It's all Pro Football Reference's fault because they allow the tools for the people. They allow them to say, here's a quarterback in the 90s, here's a quarterback today, click button, put the comps up. So the same way we're going to say PFF grades on Sunday Night Football, just use badges, just highlight the good, whatever. Just need put Pro Football Reference. And I don't want to lose our potential influencer status from Pro Football Reference in the future. I'm sure they would love to have us.
I think they've already reached out.
Right. So I love the website. They're great. They just need to disallow the comparison of the quarterback from the 80s and 90s and the quarterbacks of today. Just don't even allow it. Don't allow users to say, add Ryan Tannehill, add Troy Aikman, compare. Just be like, nope. Can't do that. Sorry.
We'll refuse to compare those quarterbacks.
Sorry, we cannot make this query. And if you're making it, we need to inform you that the adjustments across era are just too strong.
That's it. we are capable of adjusting all of these numbers for era. So simply default to show the adjusted comparison. If you're going to, because the thing is, it's a literal like graphic where it's green, right? If it's better. You compare these two things side by side, column A, column B, and when column A is better, you get a green shading on the box, right? When column B is better, you get a green shading on the box. So simply default, if you're going to show it that way, this is better, then the default view should be the adjusted number, right? We are capable of adjusting all these for era. This is the adjusted number.
They do have,
that one is better.
In Pro Football Reference does have this. They have passer rating plus and
Yes.
yards per attempt plus,
But
which
the
adjusts
default-
it, and it just puts it on a 100
Yes.
a scale
It
of
needs
100
to be
being average.
You need to show a default adjusted number for that comparison thing, because
Yeah.
people are too dumb to look at two numbers and be like, well, all of the numbers in the 80s were lower.
When we started watching football,
Except Marino.
a passer rating of 90 was really good.
Yeah, and
100 was
60%
almost
used to
unheard
be
of.
the completion rate
Yes.
target. Like if you're above 60, you're Joe Montana and Bill Walsh cheating the game.
But that's my other hot take. You know, our friend Josh Hermsmeyer, who's been like, hey, Steve Young and Brett Favre, they're the most productive guys. I'm like, they had the West Coast offense when
Right.
everyone else is trying to defend.
But
20-yard
60% was
outcuts
seen
and
as
everything.
witchcraft back in the late
Yeah,
80s, early
because
90s.
they ran slants.
Now we're talking about Drake May clearing 70. It's just like, yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even remarkable. It's just like, oh, look, Drake May is clearing 70%
The entire
passer
league
rate.
is above 60% completions now.
Yes.
It's just it is completely night and day. Now we're preaching to the choir here.
Yes.
We have smart listeners, smart viewers. Now somebody clicked into the Saints Bears preview, and there's some Bears fans here are just like, all right, man, get to the game. What else do we want to talk about with the game? I think it's a big one for the Bears, right? Like now we're in this world where the Saints are clearly, you know, they're 1-5, one of the worst teams in the NFL. Bears are sitting here at 3-2.
But they're the feisty team that, you know, we expected maybe from the Jets. Like the Saints are making it difficult for everybody every week.
They are. The Bears, this is their pivot point in the season because last year they were 4-2. And every team in the NFC North was 4-2 or better at this point, and then things went south for the Bears. Like now they got to show some consistency, and Caleb Williams needs to show some consistency. I think we still are lacking the 3 or 4 game stretch where he's played well in his 2 years. Like I want to see him start to stack those. And yeah, there were some issues on Monday night for Caleb.
And I wonder if they can keep him more in rhythm. Like we've talked about that weird thing at the moment where on the script, like the 15-play script, he looks really good and quick and in rhythm and decisive, and then it sort of dissipates over the course of the game.
How do you maintain that?
Does a worse defense simply allow you to extend that longer? Like, can you keep him away from trying to go ad-lib off script, extend play mode if you just face a worse defense? Can he stay in that rhythm more and go deeper into a game playing that way? Because I think in an ideal world, you want him playing largely on the script, and then when things break down, he's got an almost unique ability to extend plays and make freaky throws, like on the run, right? Like the velocity that he generates, not even necessarily the ability, like the throws that he can make, the velocity that he's able to conjure from these off-platform, on-the-run, full-speed throws in any direction is utterly nuts. But you don't want him doing that every play. And he seems to have either an on or an off mode for that. Like it's either everything I'm doing is this, or I'm not I don't need it yet.
All right, man. Finding that balance for Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, the story every single week for me. What's that balance of gimme plays, in rhythm plays, and special plays? When and if they find that, that's when you get to that next level for the Bears and their offense. Can they cover 5.5 here against New Orleans? New Orleans on the road in Chicago. Early morning rain. Supposed to clear up, but some wind. Get some wind.
Windy City.
For a dome team in Chicago.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say the Saints cover.
All right, I'll take the Bears, as will Harry, taking the Bears here.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
And the all-knowing algorithm is convinced you'll also like these videos, and who are we to argue?